Okay, can you? There we go. Okay, so just thought should mention my son Somer asked about the time I had a friendly disagreement with Rabbi Tovia Singer, and we took two different opinions. And I did research, and I found that my opinion was the opinion of the Radak, and Rabbi Singer's opinion was the opinion of the Ralbag. So Baruch Hashem, we repeated a disagreement of the Rishonim many years ago. That was fun. Okay, so let's go to the verse in the book of Kings that we disagreed on. So in discussion of the great king Hezekiah in chapter 18 of Second Kings. So in verse 5, V'Hashem Elokei Yisrael Botach, V'acharav lo haya chamohu b'chol malchei Yehuda v'asher hayu lefanav. He trusted in Hashem, the God of Israel. After him, there was not anyone like him among all the kings of Judah, nor among those who preceded him. So, according to Rabbi Singer, that means he's nor of those who preceded him means he's the greatest of all kings. So, of human kings, Hezekiah. Remember Hezekiah, the story of Hezekiah, God saving Israel with an overnight destruction of the army of Sennacherib by a miracle, is repeated three times in Tanakh. Once in the book of Isaiah, once in the book of Kings, and once in the book of Chronicles. So it's a pretty profound event in history. So therefore, this great king who had occurred during his lifetime, Hezekiah. So he was obviously very great, and there's more praises mentioned here, but it's on this verse that we're discussing, 18 verse 5 in the Second Kings. So so when it says nor among those who preceded him, so Rabbi Singer, as does the Ralbag, says so that's referring to also King David and King Solomon were not as great as Hezekiah. But when I read it, I was emphasizing the concept that among the kings of Judah. So that's the clause. So therefore, we're talking about if you're discussing the Jewish kings. So all the kings of Judah don't compare to him. But and if you're talking about other kings in the world that preceded him, so he's also greater. Except those kings who are not just the kings of Judah, but the kings of all of Israel. That includes three kings, right? Which we know is David, King Saul, King David, and King Solomon. And in the next generation, there was a division between the north and south tribes. So therefore, it's so according to the even according to the interpretation of those preceded him, so it's not including Mashiach. So it's possible for Mashiach to be greater than Hezekiah, according to Ralbag, but it's not possible for King David and King Solomon. However, midrashically, again, the oral Torah, it seems like King David was on a much higher level. In addition, there's a debate: could King David become Mashiach even ex post facto? Like, is Mashiach only going to occur when there's first the resurrection of the dead, and then among them is King David, and then he would become the king? But that's rejected. That King Mashiach will be a separate king, a descendant of King David. But I noticed that in halacha we have another reason why we should go according to Radak, not Ralbag, because we see according to the Ushpizin, the spiritual guests on Sukkos, there according to some, according to most, they include Joseph, the son of Jacob, the Ushpizin, and when they replace him, those who have replace him, they replace him with King Solomon to add to the list along with King David and the other righteous people. So therefore, we see that those who replace those who replace um, Yosef at Tzaddik, Joseph, do not replace him with Hezekiah; they replace him with King Solomon. So that's a indication in halacha that the halacha is according to Radak, and therefore it would be that this verse in 18:5 of Second Kings is talking about among the kings of Judah or other kings before, but to the exclusion of the other kings of all of Israel. So now we discover in the Book of Chronicles that many Jews returned during the generations of Hezekiah and Josiah. Many of the 10 tribes returned. So therefore, even if according to the Medrash, Hezekiah did rule over 12 tribes of Israel, right? So he was comparable to Saul and King David and King Solomon and Mashiach, right? As was Josiah. Nevertheless, you still have to come up with the reason why does it mention the not anyone like him among all the kings of Israel. So now, however, it does say that he trusted God, right? In verse 5. So that you could say that when we say he trusted God, it could be in the aspect of trusting God, he was in a higher level than King Solomon. Indeed, Jeremiah in the Book of Kings mentions that King Solomon did evil as a king, not on a personal righteous level. So therefore, in relation to the concept of trusting in God, Hezekiah was higher. But in the concept of uh, being the most righteous, not anyone like him. So then it's hard to say he was more righteous than King Solomon. Hezekiah did not add books to the Tanakh. King Solomon added 3 books, and everyone agrees King David was even higher than King Solomon. So therefore, to say that Hezekiah was greater than Solomon, I don't think there's enough reason to say that. So therefore, one would have to interpret this verse according to Radak, in my opinion. However, again, because of the clause, nor among those who preceded him, this explains why Ralbag has that position, and this explains why Rabbi Singer agrees with Ralbag. So, but thank God, either way it works. But it's beautiful when people disagree and they're both right. So thank God. All right. So my son wanted me to talk about that. All right. So I thought I would share. Any questions?
No, that was very good, Rabbi. I'm glad you took the time to explain all that.
Very good. All right.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, we did 3 classes. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Now next Next week I'm probably away from the computer. But if that should change, I'll let you know. Otherwise, probably in 2 weeks we'll continue to the next class. Yeah.
Okay, perfect, Rabbi. Thank you.